This is an introduction to the BYOB Display Content by Role box for Thesis 2.1. This box allows you to control the display of content inside of a template based on the logged in user role. And so it's good for membership sites or sites where you have people that log in, because you can use it to show member menus or member related content or calls to action for people who aren't members, that kind of thing. So we're going to go ahead and start by installing it. Just click on that, download it. Then we're going to install it on this site here. So we'll come over to Manage Boxes and upload the box, choose the file, and that is, let's see, display content by role. We'll open that up, we'll add the box, say okay, we'll come down and put a check mark beside the box and save the boxes. Okay, so now what that gives you is a box in your skin editor that you can use to control stuff. So let's go over to the skin editor, and actually let's look at the header. Right now we have the typical header set up so that the left column shows the header image and the right column shows the site title and tagline. But let's go ahead and set that to show an empty container instead. Say OK to that. And then what we'll do is we'll create this box, and it is the BYOB Display Content by Role box. Add the box. We're going to shift drag and drop that into the typical header. And this is going to be, we'll call this header content for members. Display control. And down here are the things that you can check. And since we're going to say this is members, we're going to use the to all logged in users. Now you can easily instead, if you have other individual user groups, well, let's say for example you're using your subscriber as the user base, as a standard member, you know, you could choose subscriber instead. If you're using a membership plugin, you may have created a membership role for this that you can click. But we'll go ahead and say to all logged in users. We're going to show this menu to all logged in, or this content to all logged in users. And then we'll create another one that shows content to visitors. And so again, display content by role. And this is going to be header text for visitors. Display. Okay, and we'll shift drag that one into the typical header too. Oh, let's call it display control. Doesn't matter what you call this as long as you can keep track of it. So header text for visitors display control. And then I think we'll just add a text box to each of those. So we'll call it visitors header text. And then we'll call it member header text. And we'll drop the member header text one in the member control, the visitor header text one in the visitor control. Let's make sure we have this set properly. We're going to say show this to non-logged in users only. So we'll save that template. Then we'll come on over to skin content. And we've got our visitor header text. We'll just say howdy visitor. And save that. And then go back to skin content and member header text and say howdy member. Okay, so now if we come over to the site, you can see since I'm logged in, it's showing me howdy member. But if I go to this in a browser where I'm not logged in, it says howdy visitor instead, right? Because it's showing me the non-logged in stuff. Now I use this for things like menus and for perhaps member level sidebars and things like that. You can see this in play in the redesign I'm doing of BYOB website. This is the logged in member view here, and actually I'm just going to log us in. Here in the skin editor, I have this user menu area, and I have a visitor menu display control, which displays the visitor menu, and a member menu display control, which displays the member menu. So I'm showing two different menus with this being the member menu. Notice it starts with my dashboard. And I don't have it styled currently yet, but this being the visitor menu without the dashboard. I mean, obviously it's a different arrangement, right? So we have two different menus depending upon the status of the individual that's logged in. And you can use this for anything that you want to hide or show based on the user's logged in status.